Okay, so you should get m is equal to -2. And you can plug it into check if you want to, but you don't have to. Number 2, I have g minus 9. The opposite of subtracting 9 is add 9. So -2 plus 9 is 7. Number 3, how do I solve number 3? Divide, good. Divide by -7. Y is equal to positive 13. I have a negative divided by a negative, so that's positive. And number 4, to solve this one, I multiply by 9. So A is equal to -36. Okay, any questions on this? So the next part, I have 4 of these on here just because these are the problems that everybody forgets how to do. On number 5, it's 2/3 times x. So I do the opposite of multiplying, which is dividing by 2/3. So 10 divided by 2/3 is what?
Oh, it's 15.
15, yeah. That's okay. 15. Everybody agree? Number 6, I divide by 4/9. -8 divided by 4/9 is?
-18.
Good, thank you. Number 7, I divide by -6/5. So K is equal to -10. Good. And then number 8, I divide by -1/2.
18.
Positive 18.
Positive.
Because again, 2 negatives make it positive. Okay, so 1 through 8 should have all been review. That's what we did last week.
That's easy.
The next part, this is the 2-step equations. So you did do this last year, but we want to spend some time to review it to make sure you really get it before we move on to other things. If you have a highlighter, highlight this part. This is the most important stuff. If you don't have a highlighter, you could either underline it or maybe borrow somebody next to you. Step 1 is we always undo the addition or subtraction first. Step 2, undo the multiplication or division. Always do this every single time and you'll get the right answer. One thing that helps me is look at number 9. Which number is right beside the variable, the 6 or the 8? The 6. So the number that's closest to the variable, I keep until last. The number that's a little farther away, I get rid of first. So I have plus 8. I need to do the opposite of plus 8. Minus 8. So then I have 6x is equal to 42. And now it's time to get rid of the 6. I divide. So x is equal to 7. Okay. Just had a moment. Okay, let's do number 10 together too. So the number closest to the variable is the 2. I keep that until last. First I get rid of the 5. So what do I do to get rid of the 5? Opposite of what I see. plus 5 plus 5. So then I have 2n is equal to 16. And now I divide by 2. What'd you say? You divide if there's a number right by the variable. So on 9 through 12, all those that you divide. You should get 8. Do you have a question?
Yeah, like, if it's like a fraction, like, didn't we multiply?
If it's like number 4,
Yeah, didn't we multiply?
like this, you multiply. Yeah. There's some like that on the back. Okay, I want y'all to try to do 11 and 12 by yourself. Before you start, though, look right here. Number 12, that's 7. Is it positive or negative?
Positive.
So to get rid of it, do I add or subtract? Subtract. Good. Okay, do 11 and 12. Don't try not to work ahead of me too much. Okay, we've got to make sure we're all on the same page with this stuff. Okay, so on number 11, first, what do I do? Minus 9, subtract 9. So then I have 13 minus 9 is 4, and bring down negative 4k, and now I divide. So 4 divided by negative 4 is negative 1. Okay, number 12. Pay close attention to number 12. We already talked about the first step. Because this is positive 7, I ignore the rest. Because it's positive 7, I subtract 7. So on the right side, I have, what is it, 27?
Yeah.
What about on the left side?
Negative 3y.
Good. I haven't used the sign in front of it yet. I got to bring down the sign in front. Negative 3y is equal to 27. Do y'all remember that negative? Some of us? Now divide by negative 3. Y is equal to negative 9. The 27 divided by negative 9.
I did that. I got it.
Good. Are you doing 27 divided by negative 3? Okay, look on the back side of your paper. I'm going to skip around a little bit, so make sure you stay with me. First, let's look at 13. So, same thing here. The number that's closest to the variable, the 2, I keep until last. First, I'm going to get rid of the minus 7. So, to get rid of that, I do plus 7. And then I have x over 2 is equal to 16. So now, how do I get rid of that 2?
Multiply 2.
Good. Multiply by 2. And these cancel. I have x is equal to 32. The next one I want you to look at is right below that, number 15. Number 15, what's the first step? Good. So I have 3/5. X is equal to 6. And now we did something like this on the front. How do you get rid of the 3/5? Divide by 3/5. Good. Divide both sides by 3/5. So 6 divided by 3/5. What's 6 divided by 3/5? Good. Okay. We're actually going to skip 17 and 18. I want you to do 14 and 16 on your own. Okay, do 14 and 16. Okay, let's look at 14. Number 14, what do I do first? Good. So on the left side, I have 11 minus 8, which is 3. And on the right side, C over negative 5. Good. Now I multiply by negative 5. So I have C is equal to negative 15. It's okay. Yep, C is equal to negative 15. So now 16. On 16, the first thing I do is subtract 1. So negative 1/3 M is equal to negative 8. Remember, don't make silly mistakes with negatives. Check on your calculator. Now I'm going to divide by negative 1/3.
You divide.
Yep.
You multiply.
What'd you multiply by?
How you get 8? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's what I just said. Double check on your calculator if you need to. Negative 7 minus 1 is negative 8.
I thought my calculator said negative 6.
What are you typing in?
Negative 7 minus negative 1.
Don't do minus negative. It's just negative 7. Oh, look. Just negative 7 minus 1. Don't do minus negative. Just minus. So now, negative 8 divided by negative 1/3 is 24.
Is it negative?
No, because we have a negative divided by a negative, which is positive. Are we good on those?
Yeah.
And just remember what to do. Okay, look down at 19 through 22. These problems are a little bit different because you notice on these, like in the numerator, I don't just have x, I have x plus 11. Which means the first thing I'm going to have to do is get rid of the denominator. Anybody know how to get rid of that 8? Times. Multiply. I'm going to start these types of problems by multiplying by 8. These are a little bit different. So now I'm left with x plus 11 is equal to negative 24. We follow that? So now it's easy. All I have to do is subtract 11. So x is equal to negative 35.
How do you get negative?
Negative 24 and take away 11 more.
Oh, never mind.
Negative 35.
You said negative 25.
You're thinking of when you multiply or divide. Right here, I'm just subtracting. If I multiply two negatives or divide two negatives, it's positive, but here it's just negative 24 minus 11. I'm just subtracting, so it stays negative. Alright, let's do 20 together as well. What's my first step on 20? Good. Good. So I have n minus 5 is equal to 14. So now from there, I add 5.
N equals 19.
Yes. Alright, do those last two on your own, 21 and 22. Okay, number 21. I'm going to first multiply by -6. So then I have -6 is equal to a minus 13. And now I add 13. So 7 is equal to a. Did I get that one right? Make sure you have -6 here.
I got it right.
-6 plus 13 is 7. Okay, and number 22. I start the same way. I multiply by 9. So 4 times 9 is 36. 36 equals W plus 8. And now I subtract 8. Good. 28 is equal to W.
Cool.